Is being a black medical doctor really a flex? Well, hi, I'm Dwayne of Sombertree.com, and I wanted to discuss this a little bit. This is something that's kind of been on my mind for a very long time. And before I get started, I want to make it very, very clear. If you are a black person that is in the medical field, this is no shade on you whatsoever. So just take your emotions down. It's okay. This is no shade at all. But instead, it should be seen as a challenge. And that's, I think we all want to be challenged to be better, right? But this is no shade at all. Okay. But this question has been on my mind for some time because, traditionally, when you go through our history, I'm talking about as black folks here in this country, it's been a very, to have one of our people, in our family members who, went through the very trying course of the years and years you got to spend in education and to be a licensed medical professional, the untold thousands of dollars that you have to spend, to pay for tests, to pay for certifications and all of that stuff. So anybody, I don't care who you are, anybody that goes through any of that, man, that is a great level of commitment that should be celebrated. So because it's, it's something that it proves that you as an individual are very determined and very focused, and you made it and you got it. So definitely congratulations on that. But here is where I begin to start asking some real questions here, because now that you're a doctor, now that you're a medical professional, let's sit down for a moment and let's take a look at what has actually changed, all of these years that we've had people that look like us that are in the medical field. Well, when you take an honest look, you'll see that not much has really changed. I mean, other than the fact that we have more people that may look like us, but as far as the quality of care, as far as the results, the bottom line results, have we seen an increase in the positive direction of our people not needing to go to the hospital or go to the doctors on a regular basis because the level of medical care that they're being given is such of a high quality to the point where they don't need to come back? Well, you and I both know that hospitals, just like the medical industry, is just that. It's an industry, and they are not interested in the one thing that we can honestly say, just like any industry, its focus is repeat customers. That's what they want. It's a business at the end of the day. So they have no interest ultimately to give you that one pill or to give you that one drop or whatever, and then bye, you don't have to come back. Ultimately, they want you to come back. I mean, let's just keep it real here for a second, okay? But we need to first start looking at things, when we talk about the American medical industry, there are some very real things that we got to kind of come to grips with, okay? So, let's talk about the fact that, for example, in this story here, forced sterilizations, this is part of the American medical industry that took part in this, where they actually sought after mostly black women to sterilize them, basically put them in a medical state where they can no longer have children. We can also talk about the skulls. It was approximately like 13 skulls that were at the University of Pennsylvania's medical hospital as recently as 2022, where it was not only just on display where visitors can come and check it out, but it was also being used as a teaching tool for the students. Again, this is as recent as 2022. We can also go into the fact that many hospitals that are located within predominantly African-American communities tend to have the worst of medical care, in the entire nation. And everybody knows this, but has it changed? No, it's still kind of the same thing. Nothing has really changed about that. Then we can also talk about this right here. The medical experiments that were taking place at Homedale, well, it's Homedale Prison, which is in open now. Homedale Prison in the Philadelphia area And these were a series of experiments that were being conducted or led by Jewish University of Pennsylvania dermatologist Dr. Albert N. M. Kilgman. Okay, and he was testing the skin of mostly African Americans with things such as herpes, skin bleaching, blistering chemicals, radioactive isotopes, and poisonous chemicals that were current at that time being used during the Vietnam War. And in all of these cases that I just mentioned, the medical industry, only thing they issued was an apology. Okay. Now, again, my black medical professionals out here, you are not to blame for that. So we're not blaming you for that. That's why I said we're not blaming you for all of that. But where I want to challenge you and challenge our people as well is this. I think what has happened is we have gotten so caught up in the representation, but when it comes to the results are the same. Many of our people, or all of our people that go through the medical training that's provided by this country, they are giving you the same information they give everybody else. In other words, if someone comes into your office and they have cancer, guess what's going to happen? You're going to follow the protocol that they give to everybody else in terms of care, right? And same thing if, for example, if someone is in need of dental care, the same advice and protocol that they're going to give to everybody else, they're going to give to black folks, right? And that protocol is always going to be centered around getting you to come back over and over and over again. And this is very true. You know, now I, for one, I don't know about you, but I, for one, am tired of seeing our people dying before their time. And a lot of these deaths, when you start looking at a lot of these deaths of our people, you know, it's not so much the disease itself, but it's actually the pharmaceuticals that they've been being given, because a lot of these pharmaceuticals are designed, basically, they have a bunch of side effects that cause our people to keep coming back to the hospital, keep going back to the doctors over and over and over again.
Trulicity is a once-weekly injectable medicine to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. It should not be the first medicine to treat diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Trulicity if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, if you have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to Trulicity. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or symptoms like itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, decreased appetite, and indigestion. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
And so that's the training that you're really getting at the end of the day. So congratulations, you got your diploma, you got your degree, you are licensed and all of that. But you have to ask yourself, is the system itself being changed, or are you just simply part of it? Well, after this, what we're going to do after this break, we're going to talk about what are some solutions that you can consider, you know, with the degree and the education that you have that can perhaps make a change to all of this. Okay. So I'll see you right after the break. You know, Samba Tree was a business that we've started some years ago. And it was my wife and I, actually, my wife, Nicole. And we started this because we just grew so tired of all the mess that they were adding in many of the products that are designed for the care of our bodies and, you know, internally and externally. And so we began to do that. And as you can see, we offer a wide range of stuff here, you know, not just, just your body creams and stuff like that, which we have, but also seasonings for your food as well. And as you can see, some of the things down here, you know, we got coconut sweeteners. We got this thing called Beta Berries. We have elderberry juice powder. We got dandelion root. We got African bird pepper. And we got so many other things. We also have this thing called 50-50 pepper. And 50-50 pepper, in short, is a pepper that is 50% pepper And then the other 50% is black seed. So if you combine that together, we call that 50-50 pepper. And so we have things like that. We have things for your intestinal tract, your digestive tract, those bitters and things like that that are very good. And then we have sea moss, bladderwrack, and burdock root capsules, and there's so many other things. And of course, we got a whole section for teas and natural teas and, essential oils and so much more. And one of the things, and I say this all the time, that I'm very happy of, is that we're in a position where for many of these products, we can actually communicate with the actual labs themselves and let them know, hey, listen, we don't want you to add this. You may add these things for your other customers, but this doesn't work for us. Can you not include that when you make this batch? And they'll do it. They're obliged by that. And so that's the thing I really like that we're able to do. And we're going to keep on doing that. And many of these products are products that we test out at home. And I said many, really is all of them, quite honestly, because if it don't fly in our house, then we know probably it ain't gonna fly in your house either. So yes, you got real people here that are taking this stuff right in our home, trying it out and making sure, okay, yeah, this is good. I think this will be a huge benefit for our people. And the target of the many of the products is that we have in the store are to address things such as diabetes, high blood pressure, things like that. That's our target. Our ultimate target really is to eliminate completely high blood pressure and diabetes amongst our people. That's our goal. Now, that may be a tall order, but guess what? We need to shoot for goals like that, because I'm tired of these kind of things that are destroying our people. And so that's our goal, is to eliminate high blood pressure and diabetes and many of these other sicknesses and diseases out here that have some very simple solutions out here. That's our goal. That's what we're aiming for. So anyway, check us out over at sambatree.com, and we are adding things literally every month. So again, check us out. The website is sambatree.com. When you, depending on who you're talking to, in the medical field, when you bring up herbs as a way of healing the body, you'll get ridiculed sometimes. And, some people will just kind of roll their eyes or they'll just dismiss it. But the truth of the matter is, many of the pharmaceuticals that are being prescribed to millions and millions of people each and every day, they do turn to herbs. They're using things out of herbs, and then they're combining it with all these other man-made chemicals. But at the end of the day, they themselves are turning to herbs, for some type of solution. And what I would say is this is, instead of just getting all of that packed, all that extra, why not just focus on the herbs itself? Well, you got many, many people who have done that, and they have actually changed their careers, from being in the standard medical field, where you have to use, you have to prescribe certain pharmaceuticals to your patients and all of that. And they have said, you know what, this isn't working. Let me go ahead and look for positions. And there are many opportunities out there. There are many openings. And if you don't see one, you can create one. But what I would challenge you as a medical professional to do is to look in areas, really begin to put a focus and an emphasis in the area of natural healing and herbs. Why do I say this? I say this because, for example, things like clean water, sunlight, fresh air. Well, these things are, for the most part, free. Well, if something is free and easily accessible to the general public, well, you can't make money off of that. The industry that you're part of is about making money. So you as an individual have to make a choice. Am I in this for the money, or am I in this to bring healing to my people? It's either one of you. And the thing about it is, it doesn't necessarily have to be either or, because someone that is using herbs as a way of bringing healing to people, you should also be paid well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, you may not get as much as you would get in the official medical industry, but you should be, be rewarded for that. And there are plenty of jobs out there. And that's what I would encourage you to do, to really ask yourself, do that gut check thing and ask yourself, hey, am I really in this to see repeat customers, or am I in this to bring healing to my people so that they don't have to come back and they can live a full, healthy, and productive life? And that's what we want to see happen. And that's what my challenge is to all of our beautiful, beautiful Black people who have proven yourself already, going through all of the years of medical training that you have gone through. My challenge to you is simply to take a deeper look and ask yourself those questions that I just asked, because family, we definitely need some real change out here. And what we've been doing up to this point has not been working. I mean, can we be honest with that for a second? It hasn't been working, but there are many things out here, herbs and plants out here that do provide some real solutions. All it takes is for us to really begin to focus on these things, and we can control it. That's the other thing I like about it, is that we have more control over it, as opposed to, all the regulations and all that other stuff that's out here. Someone can grow their whole medicine cabinet right in your own backyard, and so this is one of the many benefits, if you will, of being someone that's focused on natural healing. And so that is our message for today. And I want to take this time and say thank you again. And if you do get a chance, check out sambatree.com. And that is really our goal, is to really be able to provide some practical solutions that are easily accessible to everybody, and just to be a starting point, and to encourage and to provide some basic training to just everyday people, on some of these many wonderful herbs and plants and stuff that's out here that can make a difference in our health. So again, thank you so much. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time.